be a real challenge for me after staying up till 3, singing away. And this morning I got out and I said, I have absolutely nothing planned for this program because I always like to try and just sort of feel my way through, so I'm just going to do whatever comes to mind. And if you have any requests, if I practiced that song lately, I promise that I will try to do that. But I think I'm going to open with one that several years ago, I don't know if you were here, when the Will Fest was on Easter weekend. Anybody here that weekend? Just a few years back. Sunday morning, and I was scheduled to MC over at the other stage. And I walked out there 10 o'clock, and there wasn't a soul under the covered area. There were people milling about off, in the ways. And I thought, well, it's Easter morning. I think I'll do a hymn. And I sang this hymn, and a little bit later, Margaret came up to me and she said, Jeanie, did you know that was Will's favorite hymn, and he used to sing it, and I never heard Will do this song. I'm going to do it again this morning, and this is for Will. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Join me. Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Were you there Will would have liked that a lot, I'm sure. Margaret did come up to me later and say that originally, she said, you left off a verse. And I said, I did? And she said, yes, were you there when they raised him from the dead? I never learned it that way. I didn't know that was Did someone else have another one? Dumbarton's drums. Okay, all right. Did that last night around the campfire. Dumbarton's drums is an old, let's see, I do indeed, is an old Scottish ballad. Yes, let's do some traditional music. That would be nice. Plugged in, you can't tune in silence. I like that. All right, this is an old Scottish ballad that was a big part of the Florida Folk Festival for so many years, way back when, starting with the Beers family, back in the early 60s when they came from New York every year to perform at the Florida Folk Festival. This was a song that they always sang, and everyone sang with him. And then Bob Beers died in, I believe, 1973. And his wife, Evelyn, continued to come to the festival each year and sing this song. And then it became difficult for Evelyn to continue to come, so several of us just every year tried to include it at least once in the program during the weekend. And as time goes on, it's harder and harder to do the music like this. It just doesn't seem to have a place. It's a place in our hearts, that's for sure. This has a chorus, Dumbarton's drums, they sound so bonny, when they remind me of my Johnny. What fond delight doth steal upon me, when Johnny kneels and kisses me. Dumbarton's drums, they sound so bonny, when they remind me of my Johnny. What fond delight doth steal upon me, when Johnny and kisses me. Try it with me. Dumbarton's drums, they sound so bonny, when they remind me of my Johnny. What fond delight doth steal upon me, when Johnny kneels and kisses me. Across the fields of bounding heather, Dumbarton tolls the hour of pleasure, a song of love that has no measure, when Johnny kneels and sings to me. Dumbarton's drums, they sound so bonny, when they remind me of my Johnny. What fond delight doth steal upon me, when Johnny kneels and kisses me. My Johnny is a handsome laddie, and though he is Dumbarton's caddie, someday I'll be a caddie husband and I take off for 4 months, June to October, and we normally go to places far away out west on the back roads. We have a house full of fossils and rocks and skulls, strange things. This summer we're going to Alaska. We try to go to Alaska every other year. And we always encounter challenging roads. Some people wouldn't even call them roads. We have a long van, and we go on these roads in our van, and sometimes wonder if we'll ever get through. But when you do get through, you find yourself in these wonderful wilderness areas where few people go. I believe it was about 2 years ago I started thinking about all these roads and how there are roads for everyone. My parents live in Orlando. Most of my family lives in Orlando, and they rarely travel outside of Orlando. I live in Cocoa, which is 37 miles from Orlando, and I might as well live in China. Can't get my parents to come visit unless I go and get them, bring them to my home. Anyway, they're happy living in their little home and just going to the stores and driving the safe roads right around their home. If that's what makes them happy, then that's fine. So this is my road song. There are roads made of asphalt, roads made of sand, roads that are seldom very traveled by men. There are roads made of concrete, gravel and clay. One can find these roads just any old day. There are roads that are rugged, rocky and rough, roads for the spirited, the daring and tough. There are roads that are easy, gentle and free, roads that will satisfy both you and me. And there are roads through the mountains and roads through the range, roads through the grasslands, savannas and plains. There are roads through the cities, villages and towns. Anytime, any day, these roads can be found. There are roads with no beginning, roads without end, roads you'll find maybe once, never again. And there are roads that lead to glory, honor and fame, roads to corruption, greed, scandal and shame. There are roads lined with silver, roads lined with gold, roads that leave you hungry, thirsty and cold. And there are roads that lead to happiness, roads to despair. Take a look around you, 'cause they're everywhere. And there are roads that crumble with the descent on the climb, roads that endure throughout the passage of time.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh.
There's the clock.
Can I do another? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, the retirement center song? Okay. All right. I haven't done that in a while, but I can probably fake my way through it. Let me do one other, and simply because I feel like singing another traditional song, if I might. I believe this one is a Scottish ballad also. Oh, Peggy Gordon, you are my darling. Come sit ye do upon my knee and tell to me the very reason why I am slighted so by thee. I am in love, I cannot deny it. My heart lies troubled in my breast. It's not for me to let the world know it. A troubled heart can find no rest. I put my hand to a task of brandy. It was my fancy so to do. Oh, when I am drinking, I'm seldom thinking and wishing Peggy Gordon was here. I wish I was away in England, far across the briny sea, sailing over the deepest ocean, where womankind cannot be found. I wish I was in a lonely valley, where womankind cannot be found, where all the small birds, they change their voices, and every morning a different song. Oh, Peggy Gordon, you are my darling. Come sit ye do upon my knee and tell to me the very reason why I am slighted so by thee, why I am slighted though by That makes me happy to sing some of those old, really old, beautiful ballads. Okay, this one, let's see. This is called Happy Times with Grandma and Grandpa. This song came about a few years ago when my sister-in-law gave me a copy of a circulating letter, and I think it really was truly a letter written by a little girl. And it was her idea of living in a life within a trailer park or a mobile home park, a retirement mobile home park village. It was such a cute little story. I thought, gosh, there must be some way I can work this into a song. My parents live in a retirement mobile home village in Orlando, and I recognized a few things from the story. Most of the people who live in the park there are people who have retired in Florida. And I thought, well, you know, these people have come to Florida and they've left a lot of things behind. They've left a career, perhaps, which they probably don't miss. They have left friends, but friends can always come and visit. But what about the memories that the grandchildren have at Grandma and Grandpa's house? That's something they're leaving behind. They can never get it back, and they just become memories. The smell of cookies baking in the kitchen, the mockingbird calling from the old oak tree, the rising of the river in the springtime, and the columbines blooming in the fields. Hi, Bill and Martha. Where am I? Long walks and long talks with Grandpa in the evening. Stories that Grandma told of places far away. These are the things I remember most of all. Happy times at home with Grandma and Grandpa. Now this is your part. And now they've moved on to Florida, where the winter is spring and the warm winds bring all the flowers, showers, and rainbows, and the living is easy any time of the year. The early morning breakfast by the wood stove, the icicles hanging from the old clothesline, my torn red flannel shirt on the scarecrow, and the sweetest berries hanging from the vine. The loon on the lake whose songs fill the evening sky, the rain on the tin roof that falls throughout the night. These are the things I remember most of all. Happy times at home with Grandma and Grandpa. Now they've moved down to Florida. And now they've moved down to Florida, where the winter is spring, where the winter is spring, and the warm winds bring all the flowers, showers, and rainbows. Flowers, showers, and rainbows, and the living is easy, and the living is easy any time of the year. Well, Grandma says I'll just love it down in Florida. Grandma says we'll have so much to do anyway. We'll gather shells and driftwood at the seashore, and we'll picnic on those bright winter days like this one. We'll fish the lakes and rivers, and we'll snorkel in the springs, watch for critters in the woods that every sunset brings. These are the things I can look forward to most of all. Happy times at home with Grandma and Grandpa. Now they've moved down to Florida. And now they've moved down to Florida, where the winter is spring and the warm winds bring all the flowers, showers, and rainbows, and the living is easy any time of the year. down to Florida. She ended up in the Silver Star Mobile Home Retirement Village. And when she returned to school, her teacher asked her to tell the class just how she found Florida. She said, "My grandparents used to live in a big white house. But my grandpa got retarded and they moved to Florida. Now they live in a place with a lot of other retarded people. And their houses look like these small tin huts. They go to a place they call the wrecked hall. But if it used to be wrecked, it's all fixed now. They ride around in these great big tricycles and stand around in the swimming pools with their hats on. Grandma used to make pies and cakes and all sorts of good things. But I guess she can't remember how to do all that now. Well, nobody seems to want to do any cooking anyhow. They just eat in all those fast food restaurants. When you enter the park, there's this little dollhouse. And here a man sits and watches all day long. And everyone wears these badges with their names on them. I guess I can't remember. Well, I have to finish the story. I'm just about done. All right, I'll just stop.
Okay, that's great. Boo, boo, boo. Let me tell you about this. Everybody here's got 30 minutes. They come a long way. So this...
Can I unplug it?
Go ahead.